Are you going to be watching the results of the U.S. election tonight? Possibly, will you be staying up late? And take me inside the room for a second. What are you or your office looking for in terms of results before you make that congratulatory call south of the border to either one of the candidates?
I think many people will be watching the elections tonight. I will certainly watch part of them, but we also know that there is a possibility that we won't know results until tomorrow morning or even later in the week or even longer than that. That is something that has happened before in terms of American elections. Many of us remember the 2000 elections that took a number of weeks before determining who would be sworn in January. We're going to continue to watch and make sure we're standing up for Canadian interests every step of the way, but we will allow the American elections, obviously, to unfold as they will, and Canada will watch. Je pense que nous savons que
Answer repeated in French. I think that we know that some elections take longer than others in order to get results. For example, in the year 2000, where we had to wait weeks before knowing who was going to be sworn in January. We are, of course, going to be watching what's going to be happening in the U.S. I will be listening to the results, but we know that we may not have the results before a couple days.
Barry with CBC. I'd like to ask you also on the U.S. election. Do you think that the United States has changed over the past 4 years? And I wonder if you think if it has changed, if some of that change is going to stay permanent no matter who wins today or in the coming days.
I think over the course of years and decades, all of our countries change. There are ebbs and flows of different factors. There are choices made by American presidents that are the reflection of movements and expressions of will within the American people. These are all things that are important to Canada to keep an eye on, to watch for, to try to figure out how to best defend Canada's interests. Over the past 4 years, we've had to renegotiate our most important trade deal in NAFTA, and we were able to come through that very strongly. We needed to stand up for our steel producers, for our aluminum producers, and push back against unfair tariffs from the United States, and we were able to do that. We've continued to work alongside them in multilateral fora and on the world stage, and we will continue to do that. Obviously, elections matter, and we will watch the results of this one, but Canada is well positioned and ready to continue to work with the American people and the American government, regardless of the outcomes of tonight.
Answer repeated in French. I think that we all know that countries evolve and make different choices through different elections. Our responsibility in Canada is to defend our interests and our values, and that's what we've been doing for years. For the past 4 years, we've defended trade with our most important partner. We renegotiated NAFTA, and this yielded good results for Canada. We were able to defend our steel and aluminum workers against unfair tariffs imposed by the U.S., and they were removed by Americans. We will continue to be there to defend our interests, regardless of the results. That's what Canadians expect of us.